which is available on our, the city website. So that will, with that, we'll kick off the meeting, and I guess we'll dive right into item number one, which is subdivision approval not required plans. This is the only one we have tonight, Ken? Yes, sir. Okay. The first order of business is 18 Leather Lane, Paul B. and Anne Marie Deutsch, applicants. Mr. Deutsch?
No, my name is Joe Small. I'm the land surveyor.
Okay. Mr. Small, if you could identify yourself and where you're from, that would be great.
My name is Joe Small. I'm from Hancock Survey. I'm the surveyor that prepared the plan.
Okay.
What we're proposing is a division of an existing lot on Leather Lane that's represented on this plan that was created by A&R back in 2017. It's 4.5 acres on Leather Lane, and what we're proposing is a division into 2 lots. This is the existing lot with the existing building was built 2018, and this is the new lot we're proposing. This particular division went in front of the planning board back in December or January for a special permit, which we got approval for pork chop lot, and this represents almost entirely exactly what went in front of the board since then. The only difference between then and now is we actually extended our survey. We got good locations on the pavement of Leather Lane, and we know we've got the area that we needed for this. So that is, in a nutshell, what we're looking at.
Okay, Mr. Small, there are 3 things that we have to investigate tonight. As we look at this, we have to ensure that this fronts on one of 3 different types of ways. We need to make sure it meets the minimum frontage requirements and that vital access to the site exists. So for the record, we'd like to put that those points in with the information and facts that go with it. Okay. So if it's possible for you to talk about those 3 points, and then I'll open it up to members of the committee, okay?
Right. So it's got the frontage based on the special permit approval we got. Leather Lane is an existing private way. It is really just a paved road that runs all the way to a few lots in the back. So those are those 2 points. And what was the third point?
Vital access.
So everyone has access all the way from Hale Street. It's a bit of a drive, but all the existing houses are making it there now from Hale Street.
Okay, so I like the abbreviated version that you gave us, right?
Okay.
But there were, but I just wanted to confirm, when you're talking about the public way, Leather Lane, which is off of Hale Street,
Is a private way.
is a private, is of the way. It's a private way of varied width, that there are existing homes, et cetera, up in that area.
Correct.
And what's the frontage for, you have 2 lots, Lot 2A and Lot 2B, understanding that Lot 2B is the pork chop lane, lot. The frontage for Lot 2A.
The frontage for Lot 2A is 305 feet.
Okay, and this is in the R90 zone, so that would be 225 feet required, right?
Correct.
Okay, so, okay.
The pork chop lot has 95 feet of frontage.
Okay, and that follows the dimensions that were reviewed
Correct.
by the planning board when we issued the special permit.
The map for Lot B is exactly the same as what went in front of you before.
Okay. And vital access is through Leather Lane?
All through Leather Lane, all the way to Hale Street.
To Hale Street. Okay, 127. Do members of the board have any questions? Yes, Mr. Miller.
Remind us, please, what is the minimum width of Leather Lane?
Well, there is no defined mathematical width of Leather Lane. The roadway itself varies anywhere from 14 feet as low as 10 feet, but 10 feet is the smallest it gets. And that's the pavement itself.
That's quite now.
It is.
Are the abutters aware of this plan?
To my knowledge, they are. I know that everything seems to be in good terms. I know when I went down there to take a look at the fire hydrant situation, I was greeted by a couple of abutters said, "You're working for Paul?" So apparently they must know about this. But I don't know for sure what he spoke to them about.
Thank you.
Typically, for an A&R, this kind of questioning isn't asked. It's, does it have access? Does it meet the standards for an A&R? Normally, there's not even supposed to be even a presentation. It just, the board looks at it, says yep, and signs it. So I'd like to remind the board of how that works for the A&Rs.
Yeah, yes, I would like a motion. Thank you, Mr. Clausen. Yes, thank you, Ms. Flannery.
Mr. Beckwith, I move to endorse the subdivision approval not required plan located at 18. Thank you, Kim. Mr. Beckwith, I move to endorse the subdivision approval not required plan located at 18 Leather Lane.
Second?
Seconded by Mr. Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? It passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do you sign it and then I come pick it up at a later date?
I can pass it around for people to sign right now.
Sure.
That's great, thank you.
Since the chair is not here, everybody's got to sign it individually.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Clausen. Did you get it, Keith?
I think this is the first time in my tenure in the board that we've actually signed something live during one of our hearings or meetings. So since we're doing that now, what I would do is just start item number 2 on the agenda, and that's the discussion of our June 17th meeting. Currently, our June 17th meeting is scheduled to take place in the police station. And the issue with that is that I'm looking for the exact, Mr. Clausen had it wonderfully outlined.
The Beverly Police Station is not equipped to hold hybrid meetings or have BevCam coverage. And with the public hearings we have to set tonight, as well as the continuation of the Trask Lane project, which is coming down to a vote relatively soon, we need to continue. I feel like we should continue to have hybrid access and BevCam coverage. The reason that the planning board meeting is scheduled to be at the police station currently is because June is budget season for the city council, and they, for lack of a better word, monopolize the chambers during the month of June. However, the Tuesday, the 24th is open. They do not have any budget meetings that night. So we could still have a planning board meeting in this room and be equipped to hold a hybrid meeting, as well as have BevCam coverage.
So, I mean, to me, I think that's very important. I agree, Mr. Clausen, 100%, especially since Zero Trask is going to be part of that puzzle. And so I concur with that.
Does that need a motion, Mr. Clausen?
Yeah, yes.
I think we need a little bit of discussion to see if everybody here is able to make that date.
That's the question I had, was to see if there were any members that would not be able to make the meeting on Tuesday, the 24th, at 7 o'clock here in council chambers.
Yeah, I cannot do that. Sorry.
Have you,
I already missed one.
you missed one already?
Yeah. Sorry, gang. Contracts waits for no man.
25th is the Wednesday.
Let me check the city calendar.
So this is
Is
going to
the
be.
middle school not an option? I know they can.
Middle school is no longer an option. They want us out of there by 9.
Oh.
because the lights
That
automatically,
seems unreasonable.
I can't figure out how to get them to stay on.
Yeah. So when, we just be a little flexible here while we check and see if there's another location that works for us to be able to have that meeting. Wayne, did you have a,
Still for the 17th?
25th?
no, the 25th, we're looking at that week, the
So
week.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
The
the
first
chamber, are
one-
you
the
looking
first
to the
date-
availability of the chamber,
Yeah.
Mr. Clausen?
The first date was the 24th, and that is available, but we have a member who would be having, missing his second
Yeah, I get it.
meeting, so that's not optimal.
25th, what am I thinking?
Pardon me?
I'm on vacation the 25th, I can't do that day.
It's just a vacation, come on. Life is tough.
Well, what do we, is there, are you on vacation that week?
Yeah,
Okay,
25th.
the 25th. So let's look at what that next week is.
24th.
Is Monday the 23rd available, Mr. Clausen?
No,
No,
Wait, doesn't that mean the 24th wouldn't have worked?
I did Wednesday.
pardon me?
We have one in July, the
Yeah.
15th already.
We have one on the 15th, and we shouldn't,
We have one on the 15th, Mr. Beckwith, as well as the 4th of July holiday, you know, vacations.
Thursdays, the 19th is Juneteenth.
Yeah,
yeah, which is,
a holiday.
Yeah. So, now we're into,
okay, I'm pulling up the calendar as well.
Be very busy on the 14th.
Good vacations. That's the other thing.
yeah,
What about, I know it would be 2 meetings in July. What are the 4th is on a Wednesday.
No, Friday.
Friday.
Friday. It's
Oh, wait a second, I'm looking at June, I'm not in July, there we
Mr.
go.
Clausen, when do you return from vacation?
Friday.
I return on the Tuesday the 1st.
What's happening Tuesday, the 1st in the chambers?
There's nothing in the chambers. There's nothing in the chambers that night, but it's a concert, that's the same night as Conservation Commission, if that means anything.
Can I ask what else is on the agenda for this next meeting?
Yeah, we're about to schedule it.
The next meeting, we have 3 different things to schedule in addition to
Trask.
Trask.
There are multiple public hearings, George.
Yeah.
Which is why we're doing this discussion at the front of the meeting.
I understand that.
Yep.
Right.
Did I ask about July 1st yet?
Yeah, it's just the Conservation Commission.
Oh, that's
The
it.
same night.
Second?
Second is the OSRC meeting, but I can reschedule that.
Is anybody on the board on vacation that week?
Yes, but I can come.
Okay.
I love the board.
We love you, George.
I'm away that week, but I'll be back. I'll come back for it as well.
He loves the board.
I love the board. So we have Wednesday the 2nd as our strongest possibility right now. Are members okay with that? Yes. Make it work?
I can do the second.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I welcome a motion.
So this means there will not be any meetings during the month of June.
At all, right? Okay.
And then we'll have
We'll have 2
2
meetings in
meetings in
July.
July.
Give me the dates again.
Mr., be Wednesday, July 2nd, Wayne, and also Tuesday, July 15th. 2 in July.
One thing
Does that work for noticing? Mr.
The only
Clausen?
thing that's gonna make that tough is if we get anything that, for setting a public hearing, if, for the July meeting, there's not gonna be enough time to notice before the next,
That's what I was just going to say.
so
is
they
it
would,
not
they would
time
get, they would have to
notice?
be in August.
Okay. So anybody looking for any public hearing that comes in June,
Any new,
Mr. Clausen would be an August meeting? Okay.
As long as the timing fits, yeah.
as long as they know that.
Are any of the three that we'll be setting tonight time sensitive to that date going into July?
I think it's more about the next ones that might come in.
No, I
potentially.
understand, but there were-
but there's still, you have, once.
Oh, in terms of whether we're past our,
I don't know, the applications aren't fully complete yet, so the timing hasn't started for a completed application. So I think, you have, I forget what it is per MGL law, I think it's 60 days to set a public hearing. Don't quote me on that, even though we're on camera. Even if it's 45, we're within
We're
that
within,
time. Yeah.
we're within bounds, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I'd welcome a motion on rescheduling the meeting currently set for the 17th for Wednesday, June 2nd.
July 2nd.
July 2nd, sorry, at 7 PM.
So moved.
second?
Moved by Flannery, seconded by Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. So there we go. Our meeting's going to be, our next meeting will be on July 2nd. Thank you very much, everyone. I know it's a crazy time of year. Okay. Just getting everything, all my paperwork in order here.
Would you like a motion to recess for public hearing?
Yeah, I would welcome that motion. I'm
So
just
moved.
looking for my, yeah.
Beckwith, I move to recess for public hearings.
Second?
Moved by Flannery, seconded by Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, we are set for public hearing. Before we open up any in particular, there's been a request for continuance for the Zero Trask Lane continuation. And to our next meeting, which we just set for the 2nd of July. So I'd welcome a motion on continuing that public hearing to July 2nd.
Yeah, and just,
Mr.
and
Beckwith,
real quick, I asked no one from their team to show up for that tonight, just so they didn't have to come out here just to ask for the continuance.
And notified as many people
Yes.
as possible
Yes.
who have been coming to the Zero Trask Lane hearings. So many people, if there's anyone here that was missed and came specifically for Zero Trask Lane, we apologize. This was something that came up today. So that's why we're continuing it. So if you're here for Zero Trask Lane or you're attending online, we will have that hearing reopened on July 2nd. So thank you for your,
Mr. Beckwith, I move to continue the public hearing for Zero Trask Lane to July 2nd, 2025.
Second?
second, moved by Flannery, seconded by Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. The Zero Trask Lane public hearing is continued until July 2nd. Okay, so that brings us back to, as I have all of my paperwork here we go, to the continued public hearing for site plan review number 16925, 20 and 22 Oak Street, Stavry Bacco and Clarenta Bracco, applicants and attorney Tom Alexander approaching the microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, Acting Chair, whatever.
Thank you.
And members of the
I've been
board.
called worse, so don't worry.
Thank you for the opportunity to present before the board again this evening. As you know, we made a brief presentation to the meeting last month. This is a kind of a small project. What it is at this location, 20 and 22 Trask, excuse me, I got Trask Street in my mind. Oak Street, 2022 Oak Street. There presently are 2 commercial buildings with 8 businesses in the 2. There is 0 parking on site. Everybody customers, clients, employees all park on the streets surrounding it, which is not the greatest situation. It's right across the street from the Beverly train depot, Beverly Farms train depot. So it's congested. So what we're seeking to do is to demolish the 2 commercial buildings and replace them with 1 residential structure. It's a 2-family, a duplex style, side by side, 3 bedrooms on each unit, pretty good sized units. That requires under Beverly zoning 2 parking spaces per unit, which we have. So there are 4 on-site parking spaces, and so that has been accommodated. All setbacks are also accommodated, and the reason that this is in site plan review, most duplexes in Beverly don't require site plan review, but this is a CN district, it's a commercial district, and so any project of over 1,000 square feet requires site plan review. So since we were here last month, we have been before the Design Review Board. The Design Review Board voted to recommend to the Planning Board passage of the site plan review. We also went to Parking and Traffic Commission, and they also were unanimous in their recommendation that the board approve this. I have with me this evening Bill Bradley, who is the designer. We took you through the design last month. Would you like to go through it again? We can, or not. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, can we at least pull it up here
Sure.
on the screen? And I apologize in and so just take 1 second.
Sure.
In the rush to get everything going and not taking, one of the reasons I was interested in doing a roll call at the beginning of the meeting is because we are honored to have our newest member of the planning board here for her first meeting with us. So just welcome to Judy Ashenkaz. Right, and it's a pleasure to have you here, and sorry for the back and forth, and, you know, it's not a typical start to our meetings, but welcome. You missed the first part of the hearing, so if you'd like to have the site plan pulled up and things like that, we're happy to do that as well. That might be helpful.
Just for the record, Ms. Ashkenash will not be eligible to vote for this project. Because she was not seated at the beginning of the.
At the beginning,
Yep.
okay. Well, and for courtesy purposes, it would be good to have that, so thank you very much for pulling the documents up.
I would think so, yeah.
That's okay. I will do it. I watched it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the site plan first or the floor plans?
Let's do the floor plan. Are they floor plans?
Is that only part of this one?
No,
Closer to the mic?
Yeah.
Bill, you gotta get.
if you could
Yeah.
be up to. There we have it.
Doesn't look it.
That's not the floor plan, it's the block plan.
Yep.
That's what we wanted.
Yep. All set?
Great, yeah, thanks.
Okay, so this is the front of the building that's gonna be on Oak Street. Maybe,
It'll come up, you can keep on going, yeah.
there we go. Okay, so the front of the house has individual garages with parking in front of them. Each have their own entrance under a covered porch. They're identical units, just mirroring each other. Wood shingle siding on the top, board and batten in the front under the porches. It's the rear of the house. Those are the living room windows on the first floor, living, dining, and bedroom windows on the second floor up there. Again, that whole thing is wood shingles. Left exterior, right exterior, again, all wood shingle siding. Okay, this is the second floor. So what you have is on the front, the lower part is the front of the house. You have a master bedroom with a master bath, walk-in closet, 2 bedrooms in the back, both have their own bathrooms and walk-in closet, and a laundry room on that floor. If you look, you can see that they're identical floor plans. That's the basement.
Yeah, I don't think I have the first one.
The first floor,
It's the one with the garage?
Yeah, I don't have it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the first floor consists of a open kitchen, dining, living room area, a nook area, and then the front of the house has a formal dining room in it with a mudroom and a half bath coming in off of the garages. So,
What's the approximate height of the building?
it is 33.6? Yeah. 33.6.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Wayne. Sorry, Mr. Miller.
I was wondering about the height too. The roof doesn't show any structures on it. There's no AC, there's no skylights, there's
pitched
no
roof.
pipes of any kind up there?
No, well, you'll have vent pipes
Vent
once we
pipes, yeah.
do the drawings for plumbing and all that stuff, but the condenser units and stuff are gonna be out back, right? On the ground out back. So they're pitched roofs, so there won't be any equipment on the roofs.
Except for solar, of course.
No, that's not in there.
And this was presented to the Design Review Board?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
With the recommendation and conditions.
Yeah, we have the letter that they sent.
Okay. All set?
Okay, does anyone have any questions about the design? Okay,
All right, thank you.
yeah. Going up these. Thank you.
My name is Thad Berry, and I work for ASB Design Group, and I'm the civil engineer that worked on the project. And basically what we did is we created a stormwater rain garden in order to mitigate the pre and post peak flows,
Could you get to the microphone a little bit?
which we were able to do. And it's really kind of straightforward as far as how it functions. The roof runoff will be directed via underground pipes to the rain garden and also surface flow. So I don't know if you have any questions for me.
And is that, what's the situation currently with that? Does it flood? Does it get a lot of water in the back? Is there a particular reason why you're doing this for stormwater management? Yeah.
Because it's required under the site plan review. The soils we did are sandy. Basically, it's a sand. So what we're doing is basically using low-impact design, because under the Massachusetts stormwater regulations, they asked the engineer, one of the first things to do is to consider a low-impact design. So a rain garden falls under that category, and generally speaking, they work better, especially because they fit into the landscape and they're able to capture not only the roof runoff, but any surface runoff that would flow to it. If you put it in the right place, it'll capture more and basically infiltrate more and control more. So the reason basically is to make sure that the pre and post peak flows increase by the development. That's really it.
Okay, this is the first rain garden that I can remember. Is usually we have, you know, in-ground tanks and things like that to catch.
Retention ponds are that's underground chambers and things like that,
Yeah.
storm tech vaults,
Yeah.
things like that.
That's underground Caltech or whatever chambers aren't rain gardens.
Yeah. How, curious, how deep is this?
Excuse me?
How deep is this? This is on the surface, right? So,
Yeah, it's on, there's an infiltration system below, but it's a surface feature with plants and infiltration surface, and it's basically, it's a landscape feature.
yeah. And how deep is it?
I can't remember, the contours are on the plan, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
It's on page 5 of that. Looks like 12 inches.
Pardon me? Can't hear.
Sorry, it looks like it may just be 12 inches. It looks like it's on page 5. Well, I think there's a cross-section on page 5 of the set, Ken, potentially.
More than anything, I think my concern was, you know, in terms of safety, kids, you know, getting in the backyard or something like that, you know. It's not as deep as a pool or anything like that, so you
No,
designed it to,
It's a landscape feature.
yeah.
The top left there. I think that's a cross-section of it, right?
So the top of it is at 900.25, is that correct?
Yeah, and the bottom of it's, 99.5.
Good, so it's just a half a foot, you know, just enough to draw all the
Yeah, okay.
water in. And also, the range, the drain spouts are also feed into that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions from the board about the water management? Okay. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
I do have a question about ownership. Are these going to be condo? I think I asked this last time, and I'm trying to remember if it was a
Yes, it's, at
decision.
this point, it's the owner's intent to build them out herself and sell them as condos.
As condos. So, will there be, in terms of the maintaining the rain garden
Yes.
and other things?
That'll be part of the
Homeowners,
the condominium association.
Condo
correct.
association,
Yep.
and, yeah.
Yep.
So those will all be spelled
That'll
out.
be funded as part of the budget and maintenance for that and that kind of stuff, and landscaping, and that all goes into the condominium budget.
Okay.
George has a question, Dick.
Pardon me?
George and me.
George?
I was just turning towards conditions. Just want to ask Mr. Alexander, the design review board conditions that they suggested, did you guys have any issues with those?
They're all in the letter.
They're in the letter.
Yeah, and then a letter from the
letter,
design
yeah.
review board, they're all the planting, like, X amount of inch of dirt. and,
Loam
like,
depth and
loam
shrubs and
depth
perennials and
shrubs,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you guys were comfortable with that.
Oh, yeah, we're good with those,
Okay.
yeah. It was pretty much what we had designed, and they had some suggestions in terms of species and stuff, which we're good with.
I'm just trying to think practically here, that's all.
Yep.
Yes, Nate?
I remember last meeting, there was some concern over losing a commercial space in that area. Was there any pursuit of a mixed-use building instead of just strictly residential?
No, there was not. This, by the way, is a a by right use, so that.
Yes, I'm just curious.
So it is, the CN zone is designed to accommodate, two-family, structures by
Yeah,
right.
okay.
Okay, and I'm going to ask our esteemed Mr. Clausen, do we need to condition an HOA to cover the maintenance, or, I mean, that's all very pro forma, you need that?
No, we don't need to condition
To
that.
get
It's
it.
going to be, that's going to be in the operation and maintenance schedule that the engineering department's going to ask for anyway, because
Yeah.
they're going to have to do a report for that.
So they'll work on that end,
Yep.
just as a normal course of business, okay, just making sure. Does any other member of the board have questions before I open this up to the public? Does anyone from the public wish to, yes, sir?
Thank you. Peter Johnson, 677 Hale Street. Probably more germane is that I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Farms Pride's Community Association next door. First, I want to thank the Bracos for redesign, responding to the previous first draft and sensitive to the comments. I think it's really a huge improvement and well done. Scale is down, setback farther from the sidewalk, not as quite as massive on the street. Nicely done. I think the major, or maybe the only issue that I have, and I know several of the neighbors have, deals with the rain garden. First, I'd like to ask through you, Mr. Beckwith, is there going to be standing water in this, or is it all drained through into the subsoil below, that structure below?
That's going to be a question for their engineer.
That's not us.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
The question is there going to be any standing water, or will that all drain through?
The likelihood of there being any standing water in the rain garden is slim to none. But any depression, whether it's stone or whatever, has the possibility during a thunderstorm to have water in it. The depth of this rain garden is basically about 6 inches. The material underneath this rain garden is sand. Right now, there's nothing happening in a pre and post type of conditions on the existing lot. So all this is going to do is to make it better. It's, I don't know what else to say other than that. There are no issues with the rain garden as far as that goes. That's why Mass DEP tries to emphasize to engineers to use this type of system.
So, it would be safe to say that during heavy rain periods, maybe for some period of time, there's something, but it's designed to have the water not stand there 24/7,
It'll never be that 24/7.
Mosquitoes, all that.
Yeah.
Just a quick question for you.
Yes.
How far down is like the sub base? So before you get to the sand or whatever pea stone you might put in?
Right there. 4 inches of loam and then 12 inches of stone. And then,
I want to point out that what they usually, I gave you, in the plans, I don't know what sheet it's on, but hold on.
So most of the water that comes from the roof leaders will drain into the
The
infiltration
roof leaders
system.
are tied into the infiltration stone.
Yeah, and most of it will dissipate
Right,
before it gets to the
correct.
rain lake, I imagine.
Yes, right.
And how much distance between the roof leaders and the, how big is the infiltration system before you get to the pond?
It's
Sorry, I don't have these.
It's
in
like
front of me.
12 by, the pipes are 53 and a half feet. So it's a pretty substantial,
Those big yellow ones?
yeah, it's a pretty substantial system.
Yeah, so I'd imagine,
If you go to the fifth page.
you gotta be near a mic.
You have to be near the mic, sorry.
There's a on the fifth page, there's a typical rain garden. They're just designed to fit into the landscape. They're small depressions. You can see that there's an infiltration surface, plants, and that's really all they are. And we provide in our report an operation and maintenance program that will be attached to the homeowners association, and they're minimal. Once this takes place and grows, it's minimal maintenance, which is the other reason that they ask you to try to use low-impact design in your drainage design.
Great. Yeah, Mr. Johnson, does that,
Thank you, that's a help. The reason I ask the question is, there is presently an issue with that property in the rear of the property. Is the rain garden to the side of the structure?
It's right here, sir.
Sorry,
It's in the rear.
it's in the rear, okay.
Yeah.
Because that area is already wet
That's going to improve this.
constantly.
Yeah.
In fact, it drains across 2 yards to a storm drain on Chubbsbrook Road, Chubbsbrook Lane, whatever it's called. So that is presently an issue. And if we're going to add the house drainage to it, I can't imagine what that's going to exacerbate it. I don't know anything really about designing systems like this, but it would seem to me that in peak periods, it might be wise to have some sort of a septic, not a septic, but a dry well system. At the Hastings house next door, which is flat and not down a swale, in our courtyard, we get a lot of water off the roof, which infiltrated the stone basement. So we wound up putting in a large dry well system out there, which has substantially taken care of that problem. And I wonder if that might be something to be added to this project to help avoid the impact on the neighbors. Thank you.
yes, Mr. Miller?
Yeah, just before you address that, I was going to ask kind of a similar question. Would it be of any value to add, let's say, make it 24 inches deep as opposed to 12? Would that be of some value?
Actually, no, the system is designed based on soil testing. Under stormwater regulations, we need a certain distance from the seasonal high water table. That's what we have, which will allow that stormwater to infiltrate without any influence to any other ongoing soil conditions below the grade. The only difference between this and a chamber system is that there's stone, there's pipe, there's no chambers. That's the difference. We've got a large infiltration surface that allows that to be dispersed over a large area. It allows it to infiltrate. And the best way I can explain it to you, we can do it the chamber way. And the best way I can explain it to you is I can turn the hose on and the water will just come out. This way, I can put the spray nozzle on, squirt it, and spread it over everything. So it'll either drop out or be dispersed over a larger area. Again, which is why low-impact design is a much better approach to handling stormwater runoff.
What
So
is the
from existing,
area?
yeah,
I was going to ask, what's the area of the rain garden? The dimensions?
Well,
of the
you can
area?
you see that blue outline?
Yeah.
That's the total area of the stone infiltration system. And it's, at its
That's what I'm asking.
narrowest, it's about 12 feet, and the pipes are 50 feet, 53 feet long.
I see.
That's a pretty long, it's a pretty big system.
We,
So, as
just-
far as what's happening there now, there is nothing there now. And when this goes in, there'll be something there that'll allow that water to go directly into the sand below. Okay, so there is no issue.
so currently, I mean, the water isn't being managed, it's just going into the backyard and.
Correct.
And it is following its,
Correct.
surface path, and this is built to alleviate that.
Right. In the rain garden, since it's a depression, any water flowing across the back is going to be intercepted and trapped in the rain garden, but it's not going to be trapped, it's going to be unconcentrated, it's going to be evenly dispersed. So all of that is the goal of stormwater runoff. And the best way I can explain that, if I said to you, all of you, if I told you I want to have all the traffic go to Boston at 6 o'clock in the morning, you and I know there's going to be a traffic jam. But if I said to you, we're going to disperse that traffic over the day, there's going to be less traffic, less clogging. It's the same thing with stormwater runoff. The more you disperse it, the more you spread it out, the better it is, both for the treatment of water quality, the treatment of pre and post peak flows, and infiltration.
So are you saying you can solve the traffic problem too? Is that?
No,
is
I
that
don't
part
do
of it?
traffic.
Okay. All right, and one of the things that also occurs to me, and this isn't an engineering question, so thank you very much, is I know that the Hastings House is the site of a lot of different events and gatherings of the community and that sort of thing. So do you have any issue with that continuing or being able to still be a hub of the Beverly Farms Pride's Crossing area? Is that?
Well, I certainly myself have no problem with that, but I can't speak for future owners of the condominium. But I think that, it's been, the Hastings House has been there for 100 years?
No, it's only since 1952.
So 75 years.
The house has been there since over 100 years.
Anyway, that's good. So it's got a long history, and obviously whoever moves in there is moving in subject to knowing that. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Mr.
it's been, had that function about the same length of time you have. And I was just going to point out.
Yeah.
I was
1950, 2 years before I was born.
2
yes.
years, yeah.
So 73 years,
I know
yeah.
exactly when you were born, Tom. I was just going to say that my questions about the rain garden are not because I question the wisdom or the efficacy of that type of build. I'm unfamiliar with it, so I just was welcoming the chance to learn a little bit more about it.
Okay.
Is there anyone else from the public, or Mr. Johnson, do you have anything else?
Thank you very much. No, I'm pleased with to understand the breadth of that collection system. I don't know if it'll solve it, but it makes sense at least.
Thank you. Any other members of the public?
I'll just say one more thing. When it goes for building permit, the engineering department's going to do a thorough review of that. So,
Well, also,
Yeah.
and this will probably be a filing with the Conservation Commission as well, so they'll give it a good once-over as well.
yep.
Okay. Anyone online that you could see? No? Do any members of the board have any other questions? Mr. Gomes? No? I'd welcome a motion. Yes, Mr. Gomes?
Mr. Beckwith, motion to, sorry,
Yeah.
motion to close the public hearing on site plan review number 169-25, 20 and 22 Oak Street.
So moved.
And
Second?
seconded by Ms. Flannery. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gomes. Oh, yes, Mr. Gomes.
Mr. Vice Chair, motion to approve site plan number 169-25, 20 and 22 Oak Street, applicants Stavry Bracco and Clarenta Bracco, care of Alexander and Femino, 1 School Street, Beverly, Mass. 01915, subject to the conditions included in the Design Review Board letter dated May 5th, 2025, namely, number 1, increase loam depth over filtration to 6 inches. 2, soil depth for shrubs and perennials should be 12 inches minimum. 3, soil level for sod should be 6 inches minimum. 4, tree stakes should be 2-inch diameter, pressure treated or underground guying is preferred. 5, recommend hydro seed in lieu of seed and straw mulch unless straw is weed free. And 6, tree pit depth should be a minimum of 30 inches.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
the applicant is okay with all these
I
conditions?
asked, yeah.
You did, okay. Thank you.
Okay, no other discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? It again is unanimous. Thank you very much. I welcome a motion to return to our regular meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Miller. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous? Okay, we're back in regular session, and
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, so much.
the next order of business is setting the, 3 different public hearings.
Once again, if anybody's here for Trask Lane, it got continued to next month. The Trask Lane project, it got continued to next month. Yep. Yep.
Do you want the date?
The date is.
Also, it's not
the
next
date
month.
for that is July 2nd.
Yeah, actually, it's not
July
next
2nd.
month. Yeah, July 2nd is our next meeting.
July 2nd. So,
Yeah.
Wednesday, July 2nd, in this room. Okay, thank you. Okay, we have the item 7 on the agenda is to set public hearings. The first public hearing that we need to schedule is for the repetitive petition for 114 Livingstone Avenue, 7 Porter Terrace, LLC. Brian Marks, applicants.
So I included a staff report on this because I'm sure most of you have never heard of a repetitive petition. It's when something that's been like a project or a permit has been denied within a 2-year period, it gets reapplied for as long as there's a material and substantial change to it. The planning board's role in this is simply going to be to determine that if they have filed enough information for a finding by the ZBA to be made. That's it. We don't discuss the merits of it. We don't look at anything other than, is this enough information for them to make a decision on if this is a material and substantial change?
And our source to determine if that is sufficient would probably be the planning department?
Yeah, basically comparing what was filed previously that was denied and what they've filed now.
The interesting thing that we have is the vote on that one really does require, near full, if not full attendance, since we need to have 8 out of 9 members in agreement. So if it was to pass, so that's one of the reasons why we were wrangling with meeting dates to make sure that, we were at a point where we'd be able to maximize attendance. So all that being said, question, yes.
For
Ms.
you,
Flannery.
Mr. Beckwith and Mr. Clausen, do we have enough time to notice for the 2nd of July, or should we do this for the 15th? Oh, July, I'm sorry, yes, it's July, not June, okay. Do you want to, would you want something?
The statute's also vague. It does not specify as to how much noticing is required.
Very vague, yeah.
And so since this lot was included in a definitive subdivision for that area, we're going to notice it like it's that definitive subdivision. We're going to notice the same people that would have been noticed for that definitive subdivision.
Yes, Ms. Flannery?
Mr. Beckwith, I move to set the public hearing for July 2nd for the repetitive petition at 114 Livingston Avenue, 7 Porter Terrace, LLC, Mr. Brian Marks.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. That hearing will take place on the 2nd of July. The next is the OSRD application for 184 and 186 Hart Street. I mean, we're going to have a pretty full,
I'd say the 15th of, yeah.
we're going to have a very full meeting. However, I mean, I think,
We have to set it.
do we have to set it for our next meeting? I mean, the one after that is just 2 weeks
15th?
later.
Yeah, even if we set it, it can be continued, but we need to set it and open it at least.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's fair, okay.
Mr. Beckwith?
Yes, Ms. Flanagan.
I move to set the public hearing for the open space residential design site plan review application number 12-24, located at 184 and 186 Hart Street, for Wednesday, July 2nd.
Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Gomes. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Again, it's unanimous. The OSRD site plan review application for 184 and 186 Hart Street will be on July 2nd. Next up is the definitive plan subdivision for 14 Greenwood Avenue. Again,
Same criteria?
is the second, we actually have the attorney representing that here. Is the second work for that, or is? Yes, absolutely. Okay, it's gonna be a pretty full night, Counselor.
Well, this will be a quickie for you. It will be very familiar.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Flannery.
Mr. Beckwith, I move to set the public hearing for the definitive plan of subdivision at 14 Greenwood Avenue, applicant 14 Greenwood Avenue LLC, for July 2nd.
We have a motion and a second, seconded by Mr. Gomes.
I have a discussion point real quick for
Okay.
for that motion. Mr. Alexander, all pending litigation or anything, is that all settled for the Greenwood Avenue project? That's all taken care of? Okay.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? Again, July 2nd is the lucky day.
Thank you.
And
Bring lots of caffeine that night.
We've attended a few of those, Mr. Clausen.
next is item number 8, approval of minutes as available. We have 2 sets of minutes in front of us that were shared by the members, with the members. The first are the meeting minutes from April 30th, 2025. Have all members had a chance to review? Yes, Ms. Flannery, you provided some Scribner edits. Is there anything substantive in what you provided?
Yeah, there's a couple things in here that's substantive. One is we gotta just basically change some wording around to, basically around line 172, where it talks about multimodal connections, that we're gonna revise that word connections to be modes of transportation or something of that ilk. And one that's going to not be able to be handled tonight on line 115, where it says this relates to approximately 65 vehicle trips. I want to check the recording and get that number, because 65 feels like it's a low number for when we're talking about generated trips for this project.
So if that's the case, and there are numbers that have to be checked, and then why don't we move this to, or just continue
I think we
this? And we'll review it in our next meeting on July 2nd. Okay, so next up is the shortest set of minutes, I think.
We need to make a motion to continue the meeting, make a motion to.
We have to motion that?
Yeah.
Yep,
It's on the
because it's on the agenda.
It's on the agenda. I'd accept a motion to move the review of the minutes to July 2nd,
Which
So
one's
moved.
April 30th?
for April 30th.
So moved.
Moved by Miller, seconded by Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. We'll review these on July 2nd. So the May 5th meeting minutes are next on the agenda. Yes. Has everyone had a chance to review them? Does anyone have any changes, edits they'd like to propose? I'd welcome a motion. Yes, Ms. Flannery.
To approve, I move to approve the minutes of the Beverly Planning Board for the May 5th meeting as presented.
seconded by Gomes. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous? There we go. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of our items on the agenda. Is there anything else, Mr. Clausen?
Just like to say get well soon to our chair. Yep.
Definitely. Okay.
And thank you, Mr. Beckwith, for filling in.
Yeah, my pleasure again. Stumbled our way through it. So that being said, I'd welcome a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Gomes, seconded by, yes, thank you very much. And all those in favor, say aye. Opposed? That's it. We are adjourned.